I'm muted. Not a good start to the 2022, but I was just saying, Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2022, and I'm just super excited to geek out with you today and more days coming in the next few weeks as well. So much going on. It's great to hear all your stories. Do share in the chat what, how your New Year's was, your challenges from last year, your successes from last year, and also what you plan for this year as well. It's great to see you all chatting to each other in the chat. You know, I'm about collaboration first, code second. So great to see Rohan, I think, was first in according to StreamYard, and then Shadow and Rahul. And it's great to see people learning Express, applying for internships, and what else is going on. And yes, awesome. I'm glad EddieHub helped you. It's great that everyone's helping each other in EddieHub. I'm learning lots as well. So it's awesome to have you there as well. Yeah, I was muted. Thanks. Yeah, not a good start, 2022. Still recovering. But awesome to have you all here. But hopefully you're all having a good 2022 already. Hey, Emma, how you doing? Emma, I had some really good feedback about you today. I had a few people say that your feedback on their PRs and issues was super helpful. So thank you so much. Loving that. And your blog is coming out on Tuesday. So everyone keep an eye out for Emma's blog. I will share that on Twitter as well. So what else has everyone been up to this weekend? And I'm looking forward to your questions. I hope you got your questions already. And so if anyone can't type in the chat, it's because you need to subscribe to my channel to type in the chat. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything. But it'll just allow you to get notified when I post videos and go live in the future. And while you're down there, give the video a thumbs up as well. Really helps support the channel. So what questions do we have? And when people do ask questions, people in the chat, please also give your feedback and your ideas. You might agree with some things, you might disagree with some things, and that's fine. That's how we can all learn together. So yes, I'm super excited. Super excited to see what questions we have from people. Or while we're waiting for those questions to come in, and do prepend your question with a Q. This is my question. So therefore I don't miss it. And if I do miss it, a few minutes later, you might have to copy and paste it again. But while we're waiting for that, everyone, please share your stand up. So by stand up, I mean, what did you achieve last year? So what was the good stuff? What was the bad stuff? Like, what did you learn from, or what were some challenges you had? And what are your plans for this year? So for me, I can go first while you're all typing in the chat. Last year, I released my first free course. So I was super excited by that. I think we had like 2,000 people sign up for that. So I was super happy with that. I'm working on my next course this week as we speak. So I'm really, really excited about that. And that was a good success. Went full digital nomad, so that was also awesome. Spent the summer in Portugal and currently in Bali at the moment, and the internet is holding, which is great. But some of my challenges, GitHub notifications. I've got like 9,000 GitHub notifications, and I'm so behind. So I'm really sorry. But the good news is a lot of them have been taken care of already by the awesome community members. All of you, like, you're awesome. So I do need to go through them and just check that they've been taken care of and nothing slipped through the gaps. But yes, I need to do that. And then, yeah, for next year, a new course that I want to do. I've got a list of like 10 courses. I'm loving all the feedback and suggestions people are giving me, so I really appreciate it. Okay, we have our first question from Shavam. Awesome. What is Kubernetes? Oh, that is actually one challenge I have for this year as well. At EddieHub, we do have a Kubernetes cluster where we host all our link-free apps, and I can even show you. So we do have, for example, EddieHub link-free. You can all contribute to, by the way, which is like a Linktree open source alternative. But if I just search for myself, and you can all add yourself to this. But yeah, so this is all stored via JSON file, but we wanted to move this to a database. So I need to, on our Kubernetes cluster, which I'll explain in a moment, I do need to add attached storage on DigitalOcean. I do have a YouTube video on how I got to where we are now. So that might help with some of you as well. If you're interested to know how we got to where we got to now with our Kubernetes cluster, I did record a video on that. Well, the best parts, not me making loads of mistakes. And it is, how far back do I need to go? I don't think it's quite a year ago. Where is it? Let me see. I think it has one of the old thumbnails. So one of these, I could probably search. Here we go. Getting started with Docker and Kubernetes. That's an ad, obviously. So yes, I did Dockerizing our Node.js applications and our front ends and so on. And then building Kubernetes on DigitalOcean, which is about $10 a month. But then you can have practically almost unlimited apps on there, which is why I wanted to do it. So at the moment, I think we're hosting like 5 apps. It's going to go up probably 10 in the next few months, but the price is testing still the same. But I do need to attach persistent storage to our Kubernetes cluster so we can have a database just to persist our data. We don't want data to be lost when containers are restarted. So maybe I should probably go back and actually answer that question. So hopefully other people in the chat can also explain a bit more about Kubernetes and the way they explain it. The way I explain it is it manages our Docker containers. So with Docker, it containerizes like kind of almost like a small computer of your application that runs on different platforms. It's really nice, and you can scale them. So for example, our API might have 3 containers running on our Kubernetes cluster, and Kubernetes manages that. So we have config. Actually, let me show you some config as well. If I go back to the link for it, you can go to the Kubernetes folder, and these are the config we have. So we have service, which is our container running, and then we have ingress, which is the load balancer. So it determines the traffic, where the traffic goes between different apps, and then we have the deployment side. So the service is like the most interesting, but they're all pretty small. So our project runs on port 5000. That's basically it. I mean, there isn't much to it. And each time we create a release, a GitHub action automatically deploys this. This is a bit longer. So this is like the names. The names need to match up between the config, and this is the URL that we actually use. So we go across to here, that's the URL. So it's very, very repeatable. So when I create a new project on EddieHub, I literally just copy and paste these 3 configs and just change the names, and that's it. So I would just change these names effectively and maybe some of the labels, and that's it. And this is where the container is from. It's from GitHub, GHCR, so container registry. So like Docker Hub, basically where the container is. And if you want to look at how all that magic happens, you can go to GitHub, go to workflows, and then you can see our, where is it? Is it part of the deploy? I think maybe it's part of the build. Let me see. Now that runs the tests for the project. It must be under deploy. So here we want to build. We push the container to the Docker GitHub Docker registry, and then this is the deploy part to the Kubernetes. And again, I mostly copy and paste this all the time. And the reason why I'm having different secrets, you can just use a default secret, but the reason why I have different ones is because we have chained GitHub actions and you need to use a new token for each one. But hopefully that helps. Let me see. I'm sure other people have given some awesome answers. But yeah, so Kubernetes basically manages the containers. So hopefully that helps people. Michael has a question. I've seen a number of repos that aren't all code-based, and some of them are more resource learning focused. How do we feel about this? Some people almost blog on GitHub. I love this, to be honest. I'd love to hear what other people think in the chat. Be really, really interested to see what other people think. For me, I love this. For me, GitHub isn't about code, right? I started coding before there was Git, before there was GitHub, before there was Kubernetes, before there was Docker. What else was there? There was no Node.js when I started coding, or even the first few years of coding. So definitely seen things evolve, and I really think GitHub is no longer about just code. It is about versioning text files. So it could be a blog, it could be recipes, it could be legal documents, it could be documentation, testing. So I love this. Michael, in the chat, let me know what you think. I'll be really interested to know what you think on this. I love it. I think it's great. Let's get more people on GitHub. My video editor is on GitHub. We manage our the process of editing a video, or me creating the video, it's being edited, and all the rest, all the discussions, all via GitHub. We use a project board, and I have a video of that on my YouTube channel as well. People want to see the new beta project board, which is like Trello but on steroids. But I hope that helps, Michael. I'll look forward to catching up on the chat and seeing your thoughts on it. Rohan, how you doing? What tech are you focusing on this year? Tech stack. I want to get more involved in Next.js. I actually bought a React deep dive course and a Next.js course in in November, and I haven't started either of them yet. So that is one thing I definitely need to do. But one of the challenges I do have is my GitHub notifications and Twitter notifications are really taking a lot of my time. So I need to try and be a bit better and a bit smarter at how to do that. So yes, and a bit of Nest.js as well for the API, which we're using for the EddieHub API. We've got some awesome automated testing in there. So if anyone wants to get involved in that, we're going to do some community calls on Discord this week and next week. And we're going to love to get you all involved in our EddieHub project, especially the API. Carl's doing a lot of amazing work on that at the moment. We're rebooting it. So we're going to use Mongo to people are more familiar with that. And yeah, we want to get all of you involved. So Rohan, let me know what you're up to as well in the chat. Rami, how you doing? I'm currently learning data science and wish to shift careers into data science by the end of 2022. Oh, it's not a good start. I want to participate in open source. Yes, open source is for everybody, but I don't know how to contribute. Actually, I do have, I did start a GitHub discussion because I think we have a lot of repeated discussions about this. I did start a GitHub discussion yesterday, so it's really, really new and fresh. How to get started with open source. I'd love to see people's thoughts on this. So leave some comments and suggestions. This is how to get started in open source. You can add your name to our Hacktoberfest practice repo just to practice the workflow. Then you can add your profile to Linkfree, and then you can get involved in more. So I will keep updating this part at the top. So do keep an eye on that. But let me share that in the chat, and people can put their questions and start. You all can start threads here. So it's a discussion, not an issue. So we can have threads and so forth. Yes, look forward to your feedback on that. But definitely you can do it. The great thing about tech is people can jump between different areas in tech. I'm in DevRel now. I didn't start off in DevRel. I did like 12 years as a full stack developer. Well, probably more front end, back end, full stack before full stack became cool and exciting and so forth. So yes, and before the name full stack came out. So I would highly recommend just getting involved in open source, and you'll see where you think is cool and enjoyable. And what you might like now, you might not like later, and vice versa, it might change. How do you back up or protect the data on Linkfree? Oh, Michael, interesting question. So backup, I don't. It's in the JSON files at the moment are on in the GitHub repo. So GitHub's my source of truth and my backup at the same time. When we move to a database, that's something I have to look into. DigitalOcean, when we attach the storage, we can back up the attached storage, is my understanding as well. Because that will be where the database is. Yeah, hopefully that helps. If I don't answer your question, let me know in the chat again. Feel free to ask again or ask the question slightly differently. Yes, we're doing the API for Linkfree on the API project. So lots of cool stuff. And same with like our GitHub organization stats as well. And so the GitHub action will log how many PRs, how many issues, how many comments people do on issues. I want to collect some stats, add it to the Linkfree project as well. And then I also want to get the real-time data map behind me again on the live stream. So I'm going to, the API is going to underpin that. When it real-time data of people as they contribute to open source, they're going to ping up on the map with their GitHub profile picture and say they just created a pull request or just commented on an issue. I really want to make the live stream more engaging. Aman, thank you so much. I really appreciate the love and support. Thank you so much. Yes, that's actually a better way to explain it. It's an orchestration layer for your containers. Michael, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Air traffic control for containers. That is so true. I haven't heard that one before. I like that. I'm going to use it, definitely. Siddharth, I'm not experienced in development, only learned Python language. So do I some development for trying to solve issues? Definitely not. So if someone has just come into tech and has never coded one line of code in their life, they can still get involved in open source. And I actually think they should get involved in open source. And actually, I want them to get involved in open source because they could go to our Linkfree project and follow our quick start. And because they've got like a fresh pair of eyes, they could say, well, step 1 says this, but step 2 says this, but it doesn't work for me. And a lot of the time we miss out things like navigate into this directory. And so that's a great way people can contribute to projects. And usually it's just missing steps that we assume, right? So if we clone a project, we then say, right, run npm install. And we've already made the assumption that we need to navigate into that new directory that got created by the git clone. Whereas someone new to tech, or someone who's not familiar with Git or whatever it is, might not realize that. And so having that as a step in the documentation adds so much value. So basically, my point is, if you're new to tech or you're really good in one language, but you're moving from Python to Java or JavaScript, whatever it is, those fresh pair of eyes can add so much value. So definitely get involved. Look for labels with good first issues. A great place to start. And join some of our calls. And we also have live streams where we actually, this is more of a Q&A, but we'll actually do some coding and get people to raise issues and raise pull requests. But funny enough, most people don't want green squares. I don't know why. Hi, how you doing? I love it also. Great. I'm using it for apps and tools. Yeah, I'm just using GitHub for as many things as possible. It's awesome. Hey, Oscar, how you doing? Oscar's from LinkedIn. One person from LinkedIn. Yes. Burnout is really hard. I have had burnout, and it is awful. And you all must not get to that point, because you will take like 50 or 100 steps backwards. For someone who loves coding, loves being in tech, for 3 to 6 months, I didn't want to touch a computer. I didn't want to do anything. I had no motivation to do anything actually at all. I hate watching TV, but I watch TV, but I wasn't watching the TV. So that's where the community is really good. Community members really help, and they keep an eye on it. And I get messages from people in the community say, "Hey Eddie, are you sure that you don't need to take a break or something like that, because you're been working quite early and quite late and so forth." I love that, and it's really important. And same vice versa, right? The community members also the opposite. They say, "Do you need any motivation?" Because you all motivate me, and I hope I motivate some of you. But yeah, definitely don't burn out. Keep an eye on it. Definitely have a break. Being in Bali is really good. We make sure we kind of go to the beach daily, or go into the pool daily, or do something, even if it's just for like 30 minutes or 15 minutes. We try and do something. And I share my adventures on Twitter and Instagram, so hopefully I don't bore any of you too much. Cool. We'll all learn together. I love that. How do you approach learning on the go with open source? Yeah, the great thing about open source is you can learn as you go along. You don't need to be an expert in something and then you can apply it to open source. And people do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend learning with other people, with the community, with us. I'm still learning, 15, 16 years later, I'm still learning. So just start off with something small. Don't try and pick a really big issue or a really big bug or really big story or task on GitHub on open source. And then trying to take on too much. You can't go to the gym and go and try and squat 200 kilos. You need to probably go and do no weights, just your body weight, and then build up from that. So get involved in open source, but start off small. And no value is too small. If you've got one line of code or text that adds value, perfect. Send it our way. I'll be super grateful. We can get it merged really quickly, and then you can move on to the next thing and the next thing. And people in the community can get to know you, and you can collaborate with people. And then when you need more help, see, I get too excited when I talk about open source, then people are going to help you because you've added so much value already. Hey, Carl, how are you doing? We were just talking about our API conversation about our open source project. And Rohan's going to get involved as well, I think, I think we'll do some Discord calls or live streams, getting people on board with that. So Sings, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Open source, I did create, I want to put it behind me, here we go. Let me share this again in the chat. It doesn't matter what you know, you can definitely get involved in open source. I've just shared a link to this discussion. You can leave questions in there later on. Other people can answer the thread so we can keep track of it, because I find we repeat this question a lot. So I keep updating my discussion top here as I get more information. As you can see, I've updated different things since I created it yesterday. But to get started in open source, I would look at a technology or a project or a community, something that sparks your interest is really important. Maybe a library you're already using. Then you can look at the issues, look for good first issues. You can even start an issue. And get involved in the conversation with people in Discord or the community around the project. And we have some example projects for you as well. So if you want to practice the workflow, forking and so forth, you can do that. And then you can add your profile to Linktree as well. Hope that helps. Yes. Diganta, have I pronounced it right? Yes, do it. We're going to help you, and then you're going to help other people, and it's just we're all going to help each other. We're all going to learn together. It's awesome. Cool. Q what? I'm not sure what the question is. You have to let me know, Divya. You are welcome. No problem at all. Oh, here we go. Question: what are GitHub discussions? How to participate in them? Great question. I made the assumption that everyone knows what GitHub discussion is. So thank you so much for prompting me. I appreciate it. By the way, while you're all there, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Okay, so back to what we're saying. The question, where is it? What's a GitHub discussion? A GitHub discussion is along the top. Repos can enable the discussion, and a discussion is like an issue, but allows you to make threads. So I want to refresh this, but I don't think anyone's left a comment. But when people put comments in, you can have threaded conversations. So it's like an issue, and you can still pin things at the top. People can upvote them, and we can group them together and all the rest. So yeah, I would definitely ask your question in the thread here, and then you can reply to other threads as well. I thought you'd take it. Oh no, we haven't taken it to DB yet. We're going to update our API, and then we're going to take it to the DB. So yeah, I've got to learn how to do the connector for Mongo and do the attached storage and stuff like that. I need to learn a few of those things. I'll see if I can get like Sid from DevOps Directives YouTube channel who can come and help us again, because he helped us last time set it all up. So we'll see. So I think I answered this question already. Yeah, if I miss a question, do copy and paste it in, but not immediately afterwards. Give me a chance to get there. If you're getting started, join EddieHub Discord. Yay. Yes, I get inspired by all of you, and hopefully everyone inspires each other as well. And I see people getting jobs from there, permanent jobs, freelance jobs. It's awesome. We don't have a place where people can post jobs, but companies do. My clients who are there do reach out to people and say, hey, look, you're awesome. Can we chat? So we'll hopefully have some success stories in a few weeks. Hey, Nick, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I know it's really early for you. It must be like 6:30 a.m. or something on the west coast of the US. I haven't geeked out with you in ages, Nick. We need to definitely do something. And if you want to jump on here with me, you're more than welcome to. Is it still raining? The rain has stopped. And so I'm really happy. So my internet's a bit more stable. But I noticed I was trying to back up like 100 gigs video just now to Backblaze. So I just paused that. So that's why I think the internet was a bit flaky at the beginning. So on the first 15 minutes of the live stream, I uploaded 10 gigs or 15 gigs of video data that I don't need to do now. I can leave it going overnight. So hopefully it's a bit better now. Thanks for answering another question. Yeah, keep the questions coming. I love questions. Like when I do a talks at conferences or meetups and so forth, or universities, I try and shorten the talk part and have the questions the biggest part. That's my favorite part. Another one, I feel lazy after eating and hop onto YouTube rather than actual work. What to do? Well, Tidharth, if you're watching my YouTube videos, then that's absolutely fine. It helps my stats, so thank you. All joking aside, try and everyone has different routines, and I'd be interested to know, everyone do share your routines in the chat. But also, I think we need to time box things. So let me give an example. I'm a morning person. I'm really focused in the morning. So I have 2 mornings a day. You may think, Eddie, how does that work? Well, I have 2 mornings a day because I actually nap in the afternoon. So I don't sleep 8 hours overnight. I struggle to sleep 8 hours. I usually sleep 5 or 6, but I need 8. I'm not saying I can live off 5 or 6. So I don't try and lie in bed and stare at the ceiling. When I wake up in the morning, so if I go to bed, whatever time I go to bed, 11, 12, 1, I'll probably wake up between 5 and 7. Whenever I wake up, I get up and I'm powered, ready to go and excited. So I get to see all the notifications that I missed overnight, especially being in the Bali time zone. I wake up to loads of notifications and seeing lots of awesome collaboration. But then in the afternoon, I make sure after lunch, I do get a nap for a couple of hours. So I do get my 8 hours. And then I get 2 mornings. So then afterwards, I can get back to work or going out or doing whatever I need to. So I think you need to find a routine that works for you. And I would see what other people do, try different things. But don't just try it once, maybe try it for a week and see what works. And then definitely time boxing, set alarms on your phone. And because time flies by, you don't realize it. Last night we were watching Cobra Kai and I was trying to catch up with GitHub notifications at the same time, actually Twitter notifications at the same time. And before we knew it, Sarah's like, one more episode or should we go to bed? I was like, no, one more because I want to get through these notifications. Before we knew it, like 3 hours has passed. I spent 3 hours on like GitHub on Twitter notifications, and probably 4 hours in the morning as well. But yeah, to time box things, set alarms, definitely. Hey, how you doing? Good to have you here. Let's have a look. Long time, yes. Any giveaways? Yes, I need to plan tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Muthu. I really appreciate it. I do have a tweet I'd love to get all of your feedback on what... here we go. It's pinned to the top of my account. I'm going to share this in the chat. And this is Carl and me geeking out like a couple of hours ago. I'm going to share this in the chat. And please vote or leave a comment and let me know what courses off Udemy you would all like. I suggested React, Next.js. Someone suggested some other ones that I'm going to include. I'm thinking of like maybe getting like 4 courses and doing giveaway on my live stream on Friday. So I'll do a tweet this week, hopefully tomorrow. So thank you so much for reminding me. Please, everyone, keep reminding me. Let me make a note. I should make a note because I want to make sure I do the giveaway. And you want to do a 2022 giveaway. People can do some courses and you know, really get started. Maybe I could do like, I don't know, if people want a call with me for like 20 minutes or something, I could do a couple of giveaways in addition to the courses. Like I'll do some courses and do some calls. And actually on that note, I want to use the bot that Nick wrote where we do speed networking on Discord and it rotates us every like 2 minutes, different people. I really want to do another one of those calls. So let me know if you're interested in that, all of you. And I'd love to do another one of those. I know we hit the rate limit on Discord, so there were a few issues, but I think it'd be great to do that. Definitely recommend joining EddieHub, but obviously I'll say that I'm biased. No, but EddieHub is awesome. You can see the amazing members in here as well. And hopefully they've replied to your question here as well. Do put a Q in front of your question so it's more obvious that people can know to answer it. Look at Kunal's. We actually, on the EddieHub community website, let me just open that. If we go to EddieHub, we do have our partners. So if I scroll down and go to community partners, you do see we have got our community partners. We are going to revamp that. We are going to have more of a kind of a, what's the word? Guidelines to become a community partner. So therefore we can have regular monthly calls with all these amazing communities. Some of them I think are gone a bit dormant and not so active now. So I would love to maybe have monthly calls across them. So do look at those. Do join multiple communities. Don't try and join 100 because it won't work. Join like 2, 3, and then focus on those. I think that'd be really, really important. Yeah, you finally made it. Awesome to have you here. Let us know any questions or answer some of the other questions here in the chat as well. I love seeing everyone collaborate. Awesome to have you all here. Does open source contribution help you get a job? I love this question. Thank you so much for this. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Yes, so it does. 110%. I cannot say this enough. All my success, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to call it a success, but jobs from Facebook, offers, not jobs, yeah, job offers from Facebook, GitHub, Google, all my clients, it's all from open source. I started open source before there was GitHub, before there was Git, before there was Node.js, and it was a lot harder back then. And so now it's a lot easier. I'm not saying it's easy. It is quite hard. Things move very fast. There's a lot of variables. So it's not easy, but it is easier. And I highly recommend you all getting started. Definitely do it. And it will help you. I guarantee you get a job, get a better job. And that's what my YouTube channel is about open source, but to help you not just get into open source, but help you get the job that you want. I can't recommend this enough. And I've got some stories to share, hopefully in a few weeks, of some community members who have got jobs by doing open source from some of my clients, which I think is amazing. Hey, Michael, help out with what? Can you remind me? Sorry, I'm jumping around the different chat messages and, you know, my memory is terrible. So remind me what that one was referring to. Another good question. So I do like this question because the minimum time is different for everybody. And I think if you focus on the minimum time, then it's not a good thing. I would focus on upskilling and growing your network, and then the job will come when you least expect it. So I would not worry too much about it. I would just keep doing a little and often. Like you don't go to the gym. I think the gym's a good example. Like you don't go to the gym, join a gym today, you go to the gym and you go, right, I'm going to work out every day. How long until I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's a bit old now, but as an example. And, you know, everyone's body's different. Everyone eats differently. Everyone trains differently. Some people train once a week. Some people train 5 times a week. And so I think there isn't an answer to this, but I guarantee you it will. But remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So just keep doing little and often, and over time, you won't even, like if you go to the gym often, you won't suddenly wake up and be like massive. You probably won't notice so much, but other people will, because I'll see you like a month later and be like, oh wow, you know, you're a lot healthier and fitter and so forth. So I'll probably explain that really badly, but hopefully you get the idea. Maybe I should pull someone up onto the live stream who can probably explain it better than me. But my point is, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So just keep going. I have a decent experience with CPP, what competitive programming something. What's that? And I have some experience HTML, CSS, and Python. Can I contribute to EddieHub? Yes, you can, definitely. Everyone contribute to EddieHub. Documentation, automated testing. I mean, we have automated testing. Let me bring it up. If I go to the repo here, that's written in plain English. So even people who don't know how to code can do this. So for example, you can just open it in Gitpod and it will set up everything for you. But if you go to the Cypress directory, I should actually probably rename that to tests. But where's a good example? I should delete that actually. There's another green square for someone. I don't think we need the example JSON, do we? No. So someone could delete that folder, fixtures. We don't need that. Although it might break, you might have to delete the file inside fixtures. But you know, this GitHub Actions will run. So you could always delete the folder. And if it fails, you can put the folder back. It's not an issue. Actually, you might have to delete the folder for Git. We'll see. Give it a go. GitHub Action will tell you, and we'll figure it out between us. So here are the integration tests. So for example, search. The tests you can see are written in English. I know, Nick, if you're still here and watching, I know you don't like Cucumber, but I think it's pretty cool. But just not to go into too much detail, but literally you write given then when, or given when then. So given I opened the homepage, then I see Eddie Jowd text in the main section. I also see Kunal. Will I type Eddie in the search form? I see Eddie in the main section still because you're searching for me, but I do not see Kunal. And so tests are in English, and you can just use these and do different things. Here you can see we've done a no results check. So we search for a made up user and we check that no users found is displayed. And then you check that I no longer exists. So we haven't covered every situation, but you can help improve. Like the homepage could do with improving. This is the user details. Actually, I've got some tests for this that I need to push up. So I actually I might leave that open so I don't forget. But yeah, so you all can get involved in that as well. Hopefully that helps. I cannot work a 9 to 5, but I exercise and create content in the morning, and I'm focused to work in the afternoon UK and mainly work closely with all US time zones. Yeah, same with the US time zones. It's usually evenings for me. So yeah, my stuff in the morning, chill with friends and family in the afternoon, or relax, sleep, etc., or both. And then yeah, work with US in the evening. Really good that you got a routine. So thank you so much for sharing. That's really good to have those sections. I need to get a bit better at that. How's everyone doing? Have you all given the video a thumbs up already? By the way, if anyone's watching and you can't type in the chat, it's because I've locked this down to subscribers only, but not members. So it's free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It just means you get a notification on your YouTube account when I go live or post a video. So it's completely free. Do subscribe. I think you have to wait like 5 minutes, and then you can type in the chat as well. But no, I don't have members on YouTube. It's all my content on YouTube is free. Hey, Eddie, I think you're starting 100 Days of Code. Can you list some good practices for the same? Yeah, 100 Days of Code is really good. I think what 100 Days of Code and all those other things, 24 PRs and Hacktoberfest, what they highlight is that learning in public is really important. So do whatever works for you, or whatever kind of events going on. Make sure you do it in public. I feel people are more accountable when they share something publicly, and they think, oh, I must do it. And it's really helpful. If you get stuck, then other people can help. You encourage and inspire other people. You grow your network that way. I've seen people get 10,000 followers on Twitter just by sharing their journey in the last 6 months getting into tech. So they're not experts. They're not like CEO at Google or anything like that. But they've managed to do that. So it's just little and often. Try and share it at least once a day, if not twice a day, and what you're working on, what your challenges are, on and so forth. Hey, another person from LinkedIn, Sahitya. I hope I pronounced that right. How you doing? Awesome to have you here. Thanks for joining. Hey, Kelly. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining. Not doing project reviews today. I'll probably do one maybe on Friday. Thanks for the reminder. We do have a lot of projects to go through. Hey, how you doing? Great to see everyone saying hi and also saying hi to each other. Thanks all for being here. Don't forget to answer each other's questions as well, right? That's how you network. I get so many people DMing me, and I always tell them to chat publicly, but to give you an example, and the questions are, how can I get more subscribers on YouTube? Or how can I get more followers on Twitter? Or how can I get more followers on GitHub? It's like, I keep DMing people my links, but it's not working. It doesn't work. Get involved in the conversation, and people will look at your profile and go, oh, I want to follow this person, add value. So get involved in the conversation, wherever it is, in the chat here, on Twitter, Discord, wherever it is, and try and add value. And asking a question could add value, because someone else might think, oh, great question, I didn't think about that. The answer is going to really help me. So asking good questions is important as well. Really, really is. And people will go check out your profiles. Oh, I missed this, sorry. What's more helpful for students, contributing to open source or building projects from scratch? Both. It's like, again, I'm going to use a gym example. It's like saying, oh, should I go to the gym? Should I work my upper body or my lower body? You need to do both, because you'll learn different skills. Someone who contributes to open source is really good at giving context, communicating. Like, you can definitely tell when someone contributes to open source. But you can accelerate that learning and those skills by having your own project and being a maintainer. Because when someone contributes to your project, you're going to think, well, that issue doesn't really make much sense, or it's just a title. Where's the body of that issue? It doesn't give context. I don't understand what they're referring to. Then you'll make your issues and your pull requests and your comments and your discussions all so much better. So I highly recommend doing both. No worries. Awesome to have you here. Thanks for helping people out in the EddieHub Discord as well. Really appreciate it. I can help with link-free connection to Mongo and then also data protection. Sounds awesome, Michael. I would love that. I know the community would as well. That would be great. So yeah, maybe we could do that on a Discord call, and other people can join the call and collaborate. And so if I can share my screen, or you can share your screen, and we can work through things. Let me know which part. So what about, would it be on the DigitalOcean side, on the Kubernetes connector for Mongo side? Would it be for the API side? If you can be more, maybe all of it. I don't know. But yeah, let me know. That'd be cool. Hey, Krishna, how you doing? Are you looking forward to participating this year in Google Summer of Code? They changed the guideline, anyone can participate. Oh, see, I love talking to you all. I learned so much. I did not know about that. Interesting. I need to check that out. Let me just put that on my screen to make a note. Google Summer of Code. I'll have a read of this later on, but just to know what it is. Sounds good. I'll have a look. We could participate. We could put a link-free project on there. Could be quite interesting. Oh, CPP is C++. I've never seen it as CPP. Okay, my bad. I can't remember what your question was now. Let me scroll up to find out what it was. I lost it. How high was it? You might have to copy and paste it again. I've gone right to the top. I must have skimmed over it already. Let me see. Oh, here we go. This was your question, I think. In C++ and Python, I have some experience in HTML and CSS. Can I contribute to EddieHub? Yes, 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 yes. There are so many different ways. Pick up one of our projects, go through the documentation. Does it make sense? If not, make some improvements. Also, like, you're asking this question. Can we have an FAQ section somewhere where people who ask similar questions to this, we can direct them to, so we can help more people like yourself get involved in EddieHub projects and community and so on. So please share some ideas. We do have an ideas channel in Discord. We do have discussions in a support repo where you can also start discussions there. Yeah, definitely get involved in the conversation. Definitely get involved in our projects. You are all you're all welcome, and you'll add so much value. GitPod, yes. I am liking just being able to review a pull request and test it by clicking on the Gitpod link, and in 30 seconds, it's like done. Yeah, I can't wait to share this news. Let me know when we can share it. Yes, I did a video specifically on improving this user feature test on my channel. I think it was a few days ago. It was quite recently. Let me check. Go back to my YouTube channel and go to videos. I think it was, yes, I think it was this one. 5 days ago, add value to any project. I think this was the one. Or maybe it was this one. One of those. One of those two, I can't remember which one it was, but I did improve the automated tests for this file. I added a few more scenarios, and so you can do the same and add so much value. So anything you can think of, you might think of a scenario where the user might do, or someone might change a code, and then we need a test to cover it to make sure it doesn't break. 90 days of DevOps. Wow, that 90 days is 90 days, 100 days. Yeah, that's quite long, like 3 months. Awesome. Look forward to following that journey. I'm pretty sure I follow you on Twitter. I'll have to double check that. I'm pretty sure I do. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Same to you. Thanks, Eddie. Another one. Is it okay to upload practice code on GitHub? Yes, definitely upload practice code on GitHub. Please upload practice code on GitHub. If you're playing with something, just playing with a new library or framework or testing it out, do it. I've never deleted any project off GitHub. It's really, really important because people want to look at how you've evolved and developed over time. People, if they ask you to solve a technical problem, it's different. You can't understand how people think so much or see how they communicate with people. Whereas if you've got some older code on there, they can see how did you raise issues? Did you put comments in? How was your code back then? Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. And trust me, even if it was amazing back then, you know, later on, it's not going to be so good because we're always improving and learning and improving our practices in the industry and so forth. So definitely put it on there. But they can look back and go, oh, they used to think like this. And now they think like this. Okay, they're definitely improving. Really important. Definitely do that. Please put it on there. You'll thank me later. Trust me. And Carl is backing me up. Definitely. I put everything on GitHub. What is better, Ionic or I'm guessing like there's an alternative, React Native? I prefer Ionic. I didn't really like React Native. I found it was just very bare bones, but I used it a couple of years ago. Maybe it's changed since then. And now I know Ionic supports other frameworks and libraries like React and as well as Angular and so forth. So, but it's pretty good. I like how they have the components already pre-built and you could just kind of get started straight away. I really like it. Yes, upload the code. We want to see your React code. I'm learning React as well. And all my code is up there. And people are improving it, making suggestions. And, well, excuse me, the other great thing is when you get stuck, you don't try and copy and paste little snippets of code or whatever. You can just send someone a repo link and just say, look, I've done this. Can it be improved? So, yeah, definitely do it. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? You found your first bug in the Mattermost website. Love it. And Mattermost is the Slack open source alternative for those of you who don't know. And great. So raise an issue. I recommend to everybody raising an issue first. Therefore, you can check how the maintainers want the improvement made and if they want it. But if you don't mind the pull request getting closed potentially, then you could raise a pull request first. I recommend raising an issue. You get an extra green square as well. And then raise the pull request and don't wait for the comment on the issue. But again, you risk having the pull request closed. So if it's a lot of work, then definitely raise the issue first. Tell them you want to work on it as well. Make it clear that you want to work on it too. But awesome, cool. I've never deleted any projects either. If I'm not maintaining it anymore, I'll archive it. Yes, exactly. I archive stuff as well. I move it to an organization account I created just for archive projects. I keep everything in my own account, but I do archive it. So interesting that Nick's got an organization to do it as well. I mean, people have things differently. I don't think there is a right or a wrong answer, but definitely archive it if you're no longer working on it. I probably need to go back for some of my other projects and archive a few more of them as well. Anytime, no worries. 100 days of code today. I love that. I love it when someone says, I'm going to start. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, today. Love that. Start today, and we look forward to seeing how you get on. Maybe we should I wonder if we've got a stand-up channel. So in Discord, we've got a stand-up channel. I recommend that people post their stand-up each day, what they've done. So it's usually what you've done yesterday, what you plan to do today, and any challenges or blockers. Share that, and we can hold all of us accountable, and hopefully motivate us and help each other. Are you actually from the jQuery generation? I am from the jQuery generation. When jQuery came out, I was doing PHP at the time. And when jQuery came out, I didn't like JavaScript. And jQuery came out, I was like, yes, this is amazing. Look back and go, no. But yeah, at the time, it was really groundbreaking. Well, so was Angular 1 as well. Like it was the first thing on the scene in that industry. So yes. Yeah, I think PHP is on version 8. People are still doing it. PHP probably runs on so many web servers and so forth. So yeah, it's still relevant. I don't do it. I find that JavaScript has become very popular now and allows me to do front end and back end and so forth. So I don't like to context switch too much between languages, although I did it for so many years between Java and front end, or PHP and front end and so forth. But I just do full stack JavaScript now, or TypeScript where I can. And yes, highly recommend sharing your learnings on social. You will grow a network. You'll encourage other people. You'll meet other people who are doing the same journey and learning it. And as you get stuck, you can ask for help because people will see you're sharing your tips. Like if you learn something today, share it. Just on Twitter, you don't have to write a whole blog post if you can't. I'm not very good at writing blog posts. I get Sarah to help me. So, and by help, I mean I write a few bullet points and Sarah writes everything else. I do check it, but I can't read, so she actually reads it to me. Tailwind CSS is awesome. I love Tailwind CSS. That's another game changer. So it's interesting how new game changers come out. So I remember when Bootstrap came out, and it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So yeah, WordPress is just used. Like imagine all the people doing startups who aren't coders and just do WordPress, and a lot of freelancers do WordPress sites and so forth. I mean, it's just huge. Yes, do it. Nice. Yeah, see, with HTML, CSS, you got Java. Java's a great language to learn, I think, to begin with, because it gives you so much structure that when you move into Python or JavaScript or anything else, it's a lot easier. Yeah, super, super widespread. Love how everyone's supporting each other. See? EddieHub community, collaboration first, code second. That's why we're all going to succeed together. Absolutely love it. Can't believe we've been going for almost an hour, like over 45 minutes already. Time flies when you're having fun. Share more of your questions in the chat. And for those of you who can't type in the chat, you need to subscribe to my channel first. It's something I'm going to try new for this year, but it's free. You don't need to, I don't have membership turn on where you pay a monthly fee or nothing like that at all. Just subscribe. I think YouTube makes you wait 5 minutes, and then you can chat in the chat and ask your questions. And then you'll get notified when I post videos and go live. Yes, you can definitely contribute to EddieHub. There are so many ways to contribute to EddieHub. So actually behind me on that side, you can write tests, you can improve documentation, you can do so many things. HTML, CSS, we're going to put Tailwind in one of our projects, in the awesome GitHub profile project. I think Carl just added Tailwind in a PR. So, although Carl, I think there might be an error. I tried to run it locally and I think I got an error. So we might have to look into that. But yes, so you can definitely get involved. Susmita, do it. We want you involved. Your experience, your feedback, your perspective will add so much value. We really appreciate it. We can discuss requirements for link-free database, and then I can assist. We need to connect the DB, but where will DB live? In a K8 cluster, or does DO have DB? Yes, so good question. I think DigitalOcean has it for MySQL and Postgres, but we not for Mongo, DigitalOcean. But they keep changing all the time. I mean, solutions, you'll see. Let's see. Do they have stuff for databases? Oh no, products, not that. So I'm using Kubernetes managed cluster. What do they have? Oh, they have Mongo now. Oh yeah, but that's expensive, $15 a month. So what we'll do, I'm thinking of doing, where is it? Storage. So if I do a block storage, so it's attached SSD, So I'm thinking the price on this is really cheap. So because it all keeps adding up. But what I'm thinking is, I don't think they even have pricing, but you pay like the usage, which is tiny. So I'm thinking of attaching a storage to the Kubernetes cluster, and then on a Kubernetes cluster, adding the connector for Mongo. So therefore, we can write it to the attached storage, because I think the attached storage is like $5 a month or something. Pricing. Where is it? Yeah, because it starts at $15. That's more expensive than the Kubernetes cluster. So because at the moment I've got managed Kubernetes cluster, and I've got a load balancer as well. So yeah, I think we'll do this one. That's volumes. Here we go. Volumes is 10. So maybe for $5 more, I'll just get a database. It might be a bit easier than managing it all ourselves. But will that allow me to do one database? I have to check out their pricing on the managed database. So they charge, well, it jumps quite high as well. 15 gigs, that's going to be plenty. So 0 extra nodes. I have to look at that and see. Have a think. But yeah, we'll have a think and see. I'm glad you raised that. This is why I love these discussions, because, you know, we get to see different people's perspectives and raise ideas and so forth. So I love that. Yes, exactly. I love this. You do not need any coding knowledge to contribute to open source or contribute to EddieHub. And you can add, so it's about adding value, and you can add so much value. Love it. You would run it in a cluster as well. Okay, awesome. I think that would have lower latency as well. So yes, that would be good to do that. More for me to learn. Speak of someone who knows about Docker and Kubernetes, and who's just tipped me €2 as well. Thank you, Francesco. Node.js front end and MongoDB. Okay, cool. Do you run it on Kubernetes? Oh, I would run Mongo inside your cluster. Do you run your Pacman demo in Kubernetes? So Francesco, thank you so much for the tip and for popping in. Francesco, let's ask Francesco some questions as well. So how are things going, Francesco? How is your community, the 4Cs community, going? Hope your 2022 is going well. I know you had a great 2021 going freelancing as well. So love that. Freelancing, open source, digital nomad. You're coming next month to Bali, right? I'm still waiting for you to come in Feb. We can do like a live collab together. I'll set up my studio. I get my studio in 3 weeks. Can't wait. And then we can do a live collab. Yeah, we can always migrate. You're right. We could try something out and migrate later, I suppose. It's not a big deal. That's true. Oh, it runs in Kubernetes. Okay, awesome. So yeah, that'd be great. We could do that on a Discord call or live stream or something. Where do you host your Kubernetes, out of curiosity? Organizing new stuff. I have a live stream in 1 hour. At least I haven't overlapped. We haven't overlapped for once. Okay, so we'll raid your live stream after mine. I might finish a bit before 1 hour though. Then we'll try and go up to yours. So it's 11 p.m. for me here in Bali. So you're running at 12. So actually yours is going to be on Monday for me. But I'll try and stay up and say hi. And we'll try and raid yours as well. Let me just share a link to Francesco's YouTube channel. So we can all go and raid yours afterwards too. What is the live stream on? Let's have a look. I don't know what that means. So lesson 1, I don't even know what solidarity and crypto zombies are. Oh, is that a video? That's a video. That's already happened. That's a video. Up and coming live streams. It's late for me. You could give me all a break. I know I just kind of completely ruined that. Upcoming live streams. This is for tonight. Set reminders so don't forget. So you can see it's 12 a.m. for me on the 3rd. Learn to RPG. I don't even know what that is. Francesco, what does that mean? Let me share a link to that in the chat as well. Here we go. No, I want to say I don't know what that means. I'll give you a thumbs up too. Yay. Okay. Let me share that in the chat as well. I would also think I had a crazy idea. It goes for everybody, but Francesco I know is in the NFT space. I know people are selling NFTs. I thought of maybe creating some NFTs, maybe with Francesco's help, and just giving them away. And if people want to sell them in the future, or sell them for like 1 cent or something to practice the workflow or something, I don't know. Like, as in, I don't want to make money from it. Just want to kind of just see what the hype is about. I don't know. So maybe some EddieHub or Eddie stuff, or I don't know. I don't even quite. I get what NFT is, but I don't get why people would want to buy. I don't know, like a picture of me or a picture of something. I don't get it. But if people think that's interesting, we could maybe create some and could sell them for like 1 cent or something. Like, as in, I don't want the money. And in the future, if you can sell them for more, then great. I'm happy for you. Yes, absolutely. So many companies are open source. Yes. Red Hat's a big company. Gitpod's pretty small company. It's like 40 people now, but they're 100% open source. There are so many. More and more companies are starting things open source. Let's take VMware, for example. They're previously not open source. They've just started VMware Tanzu, which is an open source arm of the company. Microsoft open sourcing so many things. So yeah, yes, you can definitely do it. And when I was creating my startup, I did it all open source. It doesn't affect how much money you make. It actually just makes it better because you can build a community around it. You get more publicity for it. People trust you more. Yes, 100%. Hey. Free Code Camp course. I haven't looked into it. I'll have to have a watch. I've got so many things to catch up on. I'm spinning up a Kubernetes cluster in all areas. I'm demonstrating working and focusing on data protection, statefulness. I haven't done any stateful things in Kubernetes, so I need to look into that. Let me know where I can learn more about this. Let us know in the chat. Do you share this in blogs, YouTubes, videos? Let me know. I'd be interested to learn more about that. Hopefully not blogs, because I can't read. You do a lot of live streams, Francesco. You're a machine. I created, minted, and sold the first one on live stream. I know, I saw. I didn't watch the whole live stream yet to catch up on it. It's bookmarked. But I saw you do that, and that's what gave me the idea. Could I do something similar, but like sell it for like 1 cent? How much did you sell it for? Let us know how much did you sell it for, like $1 million. Or I don't know, maybe not million, like $100 or something. David from Portugal, how you doing? David, I'm back in Portugal in July, I think. So it'd be good to geek out again. Thank you so much for driving to Porto to come and see us. It was awesome. Yes, exactly. Gitpod's a great example. Love that. Nice. Yeah, exactly. I think I want to, like, I learned today that there's communities that charge people to join. I was like, I don't want to charge the community. Okay, yes, some of my courses will be paid, but that's optional. I want to try and give back to the community, how I can get them, find them clients, how I can find them jobs, how I can give them giveaways. So yeah, NFTs, yeah, it might be a good way to do giveaways. I don't know. It's interesting. Let's see. Deepak, what about Linux? What's the question? Have I done a video on Gitpod? I have, yes. I did one last Wednesday. I even remember the day. Let's have a look. I can share it in the chat as well. Last Wednesday. So it would have been, I think it was this one. No. Oh, this is the how to contribute to the one-click deployment. There we go. I'm gonna get the link and share it in the chat. Yes. So I talk about how to Gitpodify your project, how you can use it to Gitpod video. How you can use it to contribute to open source. So if any of our open source projects don't have Gitpod button on it, you can get this YAML config and add the button to the markdown in the README, and it would be great. It's a great contribution. I want to make contributing to open source as easy as possible. Better documentation. Not have to download Mongo and set this up. It's one click in your browser, everything's set up, and you can start running the project, developing tests, doing whatever you want. So yes, I did a video on that. Probably more to come, more live streams. But people are asking how they can contribute to EddieHub. Any of our projects, or even my personal projects or my own GitHub account, are missing Gitpod. Please add it to our projects. But I don't know what RPG is. Oh, is this the game? This is the game, right? Sorry. Yes. This is the game. Okay, cool. I look forward to the live stream, Francesco. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's been a long day. New Year's was like yesterday, right? But no, thank you. Now it makes sense. Awesome. Yeah, the video was from last week. Thanks, Carl. Because I would have forgotten. This time I remembered something for once. I need to do more things on Free Code Camp. Create new videos on there as well. I'm meant to do a GitHub Actions one, but I haven't done it yet. But also I need to watch more as well on there too. By the way, everyone, support my channel. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really helps support channel. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, you sold it for $70, Francesco. Awesome. So if I could sell it for like 1 cent or whatever the cheapest thing is, $1, 1 cent, and someone else could sell it for $70, then I'd be so happy that someone in the community is making money. So that's quite interesting. Sarah's giving me a funny look. No, not a funny look. She will give me a funny look when I tell her what I was thinking, my idea. So I'll tell her later and see what she thinks. Cool. Michael, I'm going to check out your YouTube channel as well. You won't be able to drop a link in the chat because YouTube will remove it. But you could DM me on Discord and I could drop it in the chat as well. Because then people can have a look about what we're going to need to do soon as well. Blogs from blogs. I don't read blogs. Sarah writes my blogs for me. Sarah's face, she's giving me so many evils right now. Yeah, see, Nick, I'm on the fence about this. NFTs, I know, right? But I was just thinking, if I could do some, I don't do that as a fun giveaway to people. But yeah, I'm not into it. Really not into it. It's Francesco's fault. It's because Francesco talks about it so much and he sold one. And like I said, I don't want to sell it to make money for me. But if I could do a giveaway and someone else can sell it, then maybe it's an idea as well. Okay. Awesome. Great to see other people making video tutorials. I think it's really, really important. I think it's super important. Much more important than NFTs. Sorry, Francesco. Oh, cool. Yes. And we can Gitpodify maybe some of your projects. So maybe, yeah, don't do all your projects just yet. Maybe it can give me some content for a video and give your projects a shout out or something. I don't know. So if you want to, Gitpodify some of your projects, do that, but save some for me and other community members as well. So yeah. Yes, I'm looking forward to that live stream, Francesco, with Pauline. I think that'd be awesome. Pauline's great. I'm super excited for that. Yeah, I mean, all my opportunities come from open source, and I really want that for everyone else. And there's some people in the chat, I won't mention any names unless they want to, but have got a new job because they contribute to open source on the company's project. And they got involved in the chat and the live stream. They got involved in the Discord discussions. You stand out. It's not just about open source contributions. It is also about everything else, right? I know people don't want to talk about personal brands. Sometimes they think it's too formal, or they're like, I'm not there yet. Whatever we do, we have a personal brand. And if you do little, you still have a footprint, a personal brand. And it's how you communicate with people in chat here now, or on video, or on live stream, or on blogs, or whatever it is, on Twitter. So you might as well have that focused on on the area you want to get a job on. So if you want to get a job in open source and JavaScript, then you tweet about that, you talk about that, you get involved in the questions and answers on that as well. Pauline's getting a big shout out. So Pauline, if you're watching this live stream recapped, loads of shout outs, loads of love for you. I want to contribute to open source platforms, ASE, and also get some internships. Yeah, it will help you. Like people who want to join, say, MRH or other things, you need to have an open source activity already. And that doesn't have to be great. People get so hung up on, I must contribute to React or Kubernetes. It needs to be the next amazing feature. It doesn't. It's about adding value and how you communicate. And that's really important. Harsh, thank you for putting the Q at the front. Definitely stands out for me. I really appreciate it. So, okay. Can anyone make their personal project to be open source? Yes, I make everything open source. I think I have 1 or 2 little things that aren't open source because of clients or something like that. But 99.9% of my stuff is all open source. Practice projects, me learning a framework or library or technology, me having fun, do everything open source. Everyone's supporting each other, love it. Thank you, Francesco. I want to get more guests on my live streams this year. So my goal for 2022 is do more Discord calls, so I could do more coding and geeking out with people, getting more people contributing to our projects. I want to do more live streams with guests like yourself, Francesca. I think it's awesome to see that discussion back and forth. And it's really, really good. I want to do more live streams as well. On Twitter, yeah, I'm not sure. Busy. Okay, I'll try and find it. I think I've got, since this morning, I spent like 4 hours on Twitter notifications this morning. I think I probably got like another 900 Twitter notifications since then. I'll try and grab it in a second. Oh yes, and Nick got his job through open source as well. Yes, Nick's another good example. So I love that. Nick works for Free Code Camp, and that's from open source. And Nick, for those of you who don't know Nick's story, I think we have a blog on it. I'm pretty sure we do. Not GitHub. If I go to EddieHub blogs, or is it EddieHub? Let me see. I think it's under mine blogs, and I can share this as well. And so Nick's been in the tech industry for about a year, and so you know, it's everyone. It doesn't matter how much experience you've got. Everyone can get involved in open source and get a job from it as well. So let's see, what do we have? I'll never forget, on Tuesday we have Emma's blog coming out as well. I think Nick's was one of the first ones. It is. Here we go. So let me share that in the chat. That's Nick's story, and it's really encouraging. So I highly recommend Nick's story. Having a read of that too. What page do I want to bring up? Okay. Nick's contributed to every open source platform, I think, possible. Exactly. See, everyone loves the excitement, and I think people don't realize that how valuable open source is. Yeah, it's such a good story. Oh, remix has come up, as in I've seen it in Twitter briefly. So what, React remix? But I'm into Next. So this looks interesting, but I don't think it's got the backend part which Next has, which I quite like. I think so. Data loading. I think this is going to be calling an API or something. I don't think it's got the lightweight backend, which I quite like in Next.js. It's quite good where you don't need a full massive API layer, but you do want some server-side stuff, basically. But this looks quite interesting. It does. I wonder if anyone else has got into it yet. Okay, I don't know if everyone's questions have gone quiet. I think I answered everything. I'm sure I've missed something. I'm sure you've all got more questions. And I've got loads of notifications on Discord, but I have to check those afterwards. Oh, while I'm waiting for your questions to come in, I can check Michael's Twitter as well, as DM'd me on Twitter as well. Here we go, cool. Let me share that too. Integrating backups into your GitOps CI/CD pipelines. This is all useful stuff. So I will have a watch later, Michael. Thank you very much. And Michael's YouTube. Share it in the chat for anyone else who is interested. I think we shared Francesca's already. Pauline has one too as well. I'll have a watch of that later on. So thank you so much for that. Cool. Okay. Let me bring up this. Sorry, waiting. I'm very new to open source and having current low-paying job. I want to work an open source and get a nice job. Maybe you can help. Yeah, highly recommend it. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I mentioned it earlier, but I don't know if that was to you or somebody else. Remember, my memory is really bad. So yes, just keep contributing to open source. We do GitHub profile reviews. So submit your profile to our support repo. I don't know if you've done that already. So if you go, I'll share this link now in a second, but you can create, where is it? GitHub profile review. So if you do get started and literally just fill in the details, and we'll review your profile on a live stream. And then hopefully that will give you some feedback to make your profile stand out. I am doing GitHub profile repo reviews. So yes, hopefully we can give you some tips to help you stand out more, but keep doing it, and contributing to the companies that you want to work for. You definitely want to contribute to those ones, but others as well. Don't just stick to one. But also don't try and do like typo fixes are fine, and I welcome them, but don't try and just do typo fixes for the next year to like 1,000 projects, because then you're not going deep enough into those projects. Like pick a few projects. You might go like wide, like typo fixes on 10 projects, but then try and pick like 2 or 3 projects that you go a lot deeper into and dive into. So no worries, Michael, you're welcome. No worries, prepare for your live stream. You've got 49 minutes, Francesco. Don't be late. Thanks, Rohan, really appreciate it. Yeah, as Carl says, keep contributing to the organization, but do other stuff as well. You don't know, you want to put all your eggs in one basket is the expression we use. So I think that's important to do other ones. Okay, Prajwal, if I pronounce your name right, start today, like right now. I'll tell you what you can do right now. Let's go to everyone else as well. I'm going to share this link again. Go to our Hacktoberfest practice, put your name in the README. That will just allow you to practice the workflow. And then go to our link-free project and put your links to your Twitter and other things in your profile. It's all just a JSON file. There are instructions in the README. Go give that a go. And everyone else can have a go too as well. Get some green squares for today. Yeah, CNCF is awesome. They've got lots of stuff. You're absolutely right. David, you're completely right that I should put it in my Portuguese accent when I say that, sorry. But yes, they've got loads of projects. They're encouraging people to get started. So I think it's important that people contribute to projects who want contributors, because some projects, they're like, nah, not so interested. Most do want contributors, but some of them are really good. Like EddieHub, right? We're really good. I'm sure there's improvements to be made, and let us know. We'll have to make improvements, but we want people to contribute. Hey, Sajal, long time no see. How are you doing? How was your new year? Happy 2022. CNCF is cloud native projects. So it's CNCF. So I had their director on my YouTube channel probably like 9 months ago, maybe a year ago, something like that, talking about what they're doing. So they're trying to put the projects like Kubernetes and other things into this like a bit like Apache Foundation. So they've got projects that are graduated, they've got stuff that are in incubator that aren't quite stable yet, and then they've got their sandbox projects. Not everything will make it through, but they do have lots of projects here. So you probably recognize like Envoy or Helm and so forth, and it's Prometheus and so on. So yeah, it's super interesting. Super interesting. Yeah, great question, Carl. Thank you so much for asking that question. See, everyone, asking a question adds so much value, because I'm sure that helped not just Carl, but helped so many other people. So apologies that I forgot to explain what that was. How to skill up in JavaScript for starting any JS framework. Create projects. Just create projects. Contribute to some projects in open source if you want to kind of work with some people, see how they do it, and then create your own projects. Highly recommend it. Maybe starting off with a library rather than the framework. Something like React is a JS library, so maybe it's a bit easier than going into a framework like Angular that has a lot more, or Next.js has a lot more involved. Hopefully that helps. If you have any more other follow-up questions, just drop them into the chat. Anyone who's watching, if you can't comment in the chat, it's because you need to subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. It's not membership. So it's just subscribe so you get notified, and it helps my stats as well. And talking about helping my stats, have you all given this video a thumbs up? How many? I can't see actually the thumbs up on my videos. How many thumbs up have we got? Hopefully we're like doing like 50 maybe. Okay, we'll start today. Don't have very much knowledge. language like Cloud and Kubernetes. Don't worry about Cloud and Kubernetes. Just get started and everything will fit into place. Like think of it like if you're going to walk from one city to the other, you think, right, halfway, should I take this road? Should I take that road? Don't worry about it. Walk in the direction you need to go, and then you'll decide if you want to take the shortcut that's steeper but shorter, or should you go the long way that's flatter but longer, and you'll know when you get to it. So don't worry too much about that. Just get started. And it's GitHub. You can't make any mistakes. Just, worst thing is you raise an issue, raise a pull request, someone closes it. That's the worst thing that's going to happen. I can promise you the sun will still rise tomorrow. Yeah, like Rohan says, just learn on the go, and people will help you. And the more you network with people, get involved, the more people will help you, and the more you can help other people. It's a great way to learn and great way to get other people to help you, because you're helping other people as well. If that makes sense. But by you helping other people, the maintainers will see that you're helping the maintainers, so they're more likely to help you. Hopefully that made more sense. Ash, yes, definitely get started. You can see behind me if I put this like so. Hopefully you can see behind me. Here's some tips to get started, and get started like today. Do it. Absolutely. Shashmita, I'm not sure what that token is. Hopefully it's not a token to your Bitcoin wallet. But I would say just maybe look at our Hacktoberfest project. You can see it behind me on the screen. And that just allows you to put your name in the README, and allows you to practice the workflow. And then you can get involved in other projects. Yeah, there's just so many things you can do. I don't understand. Use that code for what? I'm not sure what you mean. It sounds like you know more than enough. Yes, just get involved in open source, and you'll figure out the rest as you go along. If not, you can ask more questions and more focused questions, because you'll know more about it later. Yes, David's completely right. Definitely share your journey publicly. It will encourage other people. It will help you remember, help you stand out. And it's, super important. 67. Thank you, everyone, for the thumbs up. 67. Yes. That's awesome. Oh, yes, you can't paste links in the chat. They will get removed. Oh, Red Hat does the Java stuff. Okay, cool. See, that's why having the chat publicly is really important, because I don't have all the answers. I have some answers, but hopefully other people in the community can also share their experience and their knowledge. I've learned so much today already. Remix, Red Hat for Java. There's a whole list of things that some of them are left open here as well. So what was it? Different pricing for databases, how we might do the database. Also, the Google Summer of Code allow anybody to get involved now. So maybe EddieHub can get involved. So many things. I'll get Sarah to read over that shortly. Okay. Rahul, I'm confused about contributing to open source and learning new stuff together. Learn it together. Like if someone tried to explain to you how to ride a bike, they could get so far, like not in terms of distance, but in terms of explaining it. But you really just need to ride the bike to learn. So with open source and with learning new stuff, you can watch videos, you can read blogs, people can help you and all the rest. But really, until you start doing it, you're not going to learn as fast. So I recommend doing it in public on GitHub, and what you learn, contribute to open source with the new skills that you've learned. Most companies hire on open source, to be honest. More and more. Most is probably a bit strong. Lots of companies do, and more. I hire for clients. I don't code for all my clients. I don't do videos for all my clients. And my clients, they want me to interview people, and they haven't got the capacity to do it. The first thing I do is say to them, give me all the resumes that have GitHub links, that have activity. It doesn't matter what the activity is. It could be them playing with a new framework like Remix or whatever it is. The point is they've got activity. I want to see how they think, how they collaborate, how they communicate. You need to comment on other people's issues. You need to raise issues. I want to see how you plan your projects. It's really important. It's not just about the code. The code is such a small part of what I look for in your GitHub. 68 likes. Thank you. Keep the count going. It gives me motivation, inspiration, energy. It's like 11:30 here at night, so I need some energy. I'm flaking. I got my drink. It's probably it's really cold now, so I'll make another one after the live stream. Okay, cool. Yes, we do have documentation. We probably need improvements on this, so do let us know how we can improve our documentation. So thank you very much for sharing that link, David, as well. Yasun, how you doing? How are things with you? I hope you're doing well. Happy 2020. I look forward to geeking out with you in 2020. We're going to do some Discord calls and live streams with the community coming up. Super excited. API is getting rebooted, and we're going to have to add storage to our Kubernetes cluster for our MongoDB. Loads of exciting stuff going on. Are open source contributions valid in 100 days of code? I'm pretty sure it is, yes. I'm pretty sure it needs to be open source or encouraged to be open source. If maybe someone else can highlight on this, then what other people think. You're welcome. Thank you for your thank you. People forget how important thank you is. It's so important. Hey, Krish, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sorry I had to close your PR today, but you still get the green square. And thank you for your contribution. Eddie, you're the most humble person I know so far. Keep up the good work, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, who doesn't love positive feedback? So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, perfect. Nick has confirmed. Absolutely. Love that. Thank you so much, Nick. Probably should do a live stream with lots of people talking about open source. Get Nick on here, Michael, Carl, and a few other people. We could do like an open source live stream, just discussion. So it's not just me, maybe with other people. So maybe we can organize that in the next couple of weeks. You'll make Carl, me, and Nick cry. I don't know if Francesco is still here, if he's still got us on in the background. Might be able to share some Web3 projects. I'm not too familiar in that space. Okay, cool. We'll be going for an hour and a half. I mean, probably here's like a healthy place to stop. One last question. I do like questions. I'm a sucker for good questions. How can one become a maintainer at any open source project? Well, you can create your own open source projects and be a maintainer on those. And then a way to become a maintainer on someone else's project is to, you guessed it, is to contribute, add value, and as a third one, what is it? I can't remember what it is. Does anyone remember what it is? Oh yeah, add value. So it's really, really important. So we have maintainers on the EddieHub projects. Not all of them are coders, but some of them go through the issues and triage them as in, oh, this is a duplicate of this one. It's about adding value. And to me, that adds value. So they can become a maintainer. They can say, hey, this is a duplicate of this, close. But even if you're not a maintainer on a project, you can still comment on an issue. You can still mention if it's a duplicate, but do link to the other one that is duplicating. You can't close it, but that's fine. A maintainer can do that. And you can also do code reviews. I mean, if we go to our link-free project and go to pull requests and look at all these comments and so forth. So if I pick one at random, this has been reviewed by people who aren't maintainers on the project. And it's important that you get involved. And that's how to become a maintainer. I get so many requests per day, not just notifications, but requests. So people saying, can I maintain this project? Can I maintain this project? I've never seen them contribute to any of our projects. So no, I wouldn't add them. I'm going to add people who add value to the project and who I trust already. So if you want to become a maintainer on a project, then I highly recommend adding value to that project, and not just with code. It's really, really important. But that's what I would recommend. I hope that helps. Varun, let me know if it does or does not. Yes, we'll do a live stream. Sounds good. We can do one on my channel and one on yours as well if you want. Entirely up to you. I'm super flexible. I just want to like share as much as I can publicly. No, they're not the same. You can log in. Carl is a Git pod maintainer. So Carl can answer your questions much better than me. But no, GitHub is for your projects, issues, pull requests, those sorts of things. And Git pod is an ephemeral. I struggle with that word. That's why I paused for a second. So a temporary development environment. I mean, I can quickly show you if you all want, if it helps. And what you do is, actually, I have a video on it. So I'm going to share a link to the video, because then people won't see it duplicate. Where is it? Where's my video? No, not that one. I've closed my channel. Oh no, here's mine, is it? No, I've closed mine. So YouTube, Eddie. I've got a video on this. Anyway, help my stats. So one-click deploy any app. This is what you need. It allows you to add it to your project. And then Git pod video. So you can add Git pod to your project with some YAML, and allows other people to contribute to your project easily, and allows you to contribute to your own project really easily as well. So you can just create environments in like 30 seconds, and it runs Mongo and Docker. So if you haven't got a computer powerful enough, it just runs it all in the browser. It is really, really awesome. I'm not sure I can answer that one. I think the world has definitely got smaller over the last 2 years. I don't think location really matters. As long as you can add value to the project, that's the most important thing, which is why open source proves it, right? You can tell someone how amazing you are on LinkedIn or on your resume and all the rest, but why tell them? Show them with your GitHub. You're welcome. I love the questions. Keep them coming, and we'll do more live streams soon. I love these questions. D-Raj, please don't spam. If I do miss a question, then do copy and paste it again. Feel free, but not less than a minute later. Okay. I'm learning web development from the Odin project and would consider myself a newbie. What's something I can get involved in open source? So I will bring this back up. Where is it? I lost it now. Let me bring this to the first tab. So yes, if you can see behind me, I would highly recommend following these steps. And the resources, look at the second resource, Hacktoberfest. You can add your name for practice. And in the third resource, you can create a JSON file for your profile and allow you to practice the workflow. But definitely get involved. You will learn more. You'll discover other projects as we go on. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Eddie. Your org is really beginner friendly and helpful. I joined last month. Awesome. Yes. We have got some, like our API is a bit of a more complicated project because it uses the framework Nest.js, but we are putting in some foundations to make it all easier for you. You can run it with Git pods. You don't need to worry about having Docker or Mongo or anything like that. Carl's doing some amazing work on that. Let me bring up Carl's GitHub profile as well. Carl's doing some awesome work on that as well. And you can all join our EddieHub org on GitHub, don't forget to. You can see lots of green squares. Carl's done lots of code reviews. That's really awesome and impressive. Yes, but do check out what Carl is doing on our API as well. So let me share that. Carl, yeah. Do check out what Carl's doing on our API. And so you can get involved in the API. You can write tests, documentations, and don't let the word framework scare any of you. Do get involved. It is beginner friendly. Carl's just doing a draft pull request at the moment to get the foundations in place, and then you all can get involved, and we'll do some Discord calls where you can write some tests. As I said to you, the tests are, if I can find I lost it now, I lost it. The tests are in English as well, and you can help with documentation. You can help other people get involved in the org and contributing to open source, because even if you're only 1 day into your we'll say 1 month, if you're 1 month into your open source journey and contributions career, there's somewhere where you were 1 month ago, so you can help them, and that's important. It allows all of us to scale and so forth. So yes, you're welcome. Yes, I plan to do more live streams as well. I really enjoy them. I learn so much. Yeah, I don't know why people get scared of frameworks, and then people want to get involved in frameworks, so they go, oh yeah, I'm using the React framework. Okay, it's a library, but it's just like Frameworks aren't scary. It just means it's got, the way I describe frameworks and libraries, I love to hear what everyone thinks, is for me, you start a project how you want and you bring in libraries. So you put your own rules, your own configuration, etc., and so forth. But when you use a framework, you start the framework, as in like you kind of create the framework project, and then you bring in your business logic and your features and stuff like that, and you work to their conventions and their configurations, which is why I want to focus on my project. I don't want to focus on what linting rules shall I use for this project. I just want it to standard and so forth. So I love frameworks. I think they're actually easier. You're more than welcome. The guidance from everyone has been super awesome. Everyone's been super helpful. It's because it says work in the name. That's so true. Nick, I haven't shared your GitHub as well. Nick's doing lots of awesome stuff on our Discord bot and other things as well. And Becca bot is written by Nick too as well. So do go check out Nick's. Don't look at Nick's green squares. Shall I show you? I don't know. Nick, almost 13,000. You've done so many, but you still, code reviews are still the highest. That's really impressive. Really, really impressive. I want to put it off the screen so no one else feels sad. But check out Nick's profile as well. Oh, I can't spell Nick. Nick's GitHub. Here we go and see what Nick is up to as well. Well, I think this is probably a healthy place to stop. Obviously, don't forget to follow me on GitHub as well. I do cool stuff too. Not as many green squares as Nick. Oh, my issues are, I think something's wrong with the graphs. I do not have 100% issues. So I think something might be up. Oh, maybe because it's 2022. Yes, if I go 2021, then it'll be more evenly spread out. Aha. So 2022, I've just created an issue. I think it's just like one. Oh my God, they haven't done a rolling window. They've actually like started from the beginning. That's new. I think in previous years, it's always been a rolling window. I wonder if Nick or Carl or someone else can confirm if that's the case. I don't know if that's a bug on their side or a new feature or not. Interesting. Very, very interesting. General question. I have some ideas for personal projects that I would like to work on, but I don't. I think people trying to think, and myself included, try to think of projects as, I want to build this amazing thing. It does all these amazing things, and it just scares us. I think just break it down. Use the issues in GitHub that will help you stand out, help your project be more discoverable. I have YouTube videos on that as well, on why it makes it more discoverable. But just if you just create the project, like today, just create the project and do a title and start the project and commit it, and that's it. And then tomorrow, do something like add a form or add a list of whatever the project is. And then the day after, just do little achievable things that add value. And it's a great way to get used to the adding value part of open source. Awesome. Second day in the year. Yeah. Yeah. Best advice is just to start. Create the repo on GitHub, and like whatever you're doing, you create the project and just start little bite-sized stuff. Okay, got you. Thanks, Yasin. Really appreciate it. I didn't know that. Learned something new again. Oh, the diamond graph isn't continuous though. Okay. Probably a different team, that's why. Okay, everyone, before we go, give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. What count are we on now for the thumbs up? And also don't forget, I do have a free course. There's a link to the description below as well. On how to make a GitHub profile stand out. And we've got a giveaway this week. You must remember to do the giveaway. Sarah, remind me to do the giveaway this week. I need to have a look at that too. So yeah, thank you all for joining and supporting. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great week. I know it's Sunday for most of you. I'm running into Monday in a few minutes. Have a great week, and I look forward to geeking out with you more. We've got so many exciting things in the EddieHub community happening, which hopefully you're all looking forward to as well. And also, I know this year is going to be your year, everyone. It's 2022. It's your year. Get involved in open source, and you're going to, it's going to open so many doors for you. Thank you so much. I will chat to you in Discord. There's a link in the description below to chat in our Discord. Thanks everyone for supporting and helping. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you in Discord. Goodbye.